Hello, I'm Jim Spencer. I'm the Community and Economic Development Director for the City of Bluefield, and it's a privilege to participate in the Bad Building Summit. However, due to a scheduling conflict with the City of Bluefield, we have a board meeting on the same day as the event, and there's a special project we're working on in the city that needs my attendance here. But I did want to participate and showcase some of the things we're doing here in Bluefield. We have tried to take an aggressive approach to economic development in the city, and this is sort of a cartoon that we use in the Community and Economic Development Department. He who wants milk should never sit in the middle of pasture expecting a cow to back up to him. It also says economic development is a go out and get it profession, and too often many of our communities have sitting back and just waiting on the cow to give milk, and our philosophy is more is we're going to be aggressive, we're going to go out and get things, make things happen. We participated this past year in the Cool and Connected program. If you haven't done that, I would suggest you take a look at this. These were the communities that participated this past year, and we're blending that in with our Blueprint community. And one of the goals with this is downtown development and especially enhancing your broadband. So we've went through, did a survey of all of our buildings, the ones that are vacant that can be reused. Also trying to work with the building owners on how we can help them to market their space, things like that, to grow the downtown. One of the things we've also done is we've created an initiative called Create Opportunity. CREATE stands for Creating Resilient Economies by Assisting Transforming Entrepreneurs. And part of that, we're trying to create an entrepreneurial climate in our area, and we had a class taught by Jim Flowers from VT, Virginia Tech Knowledge Works, that came in. We're about 50 miles away from Virginia Tech, so we work not only in the state of West Virginia, but also regionally. And he had the best definition of an entrepreneur I've ever heard, and it was 5 words, which was solve people's problems for money. And that's sort of the theme, and we've started to create classes. We've done training classes on everything from marketing to patents to copyrights, things like that. And we've also done classes, even one that was Instagram 101 for business. Realizing there's a disconnect a lot of times in the communities with the younger generation, we formed a group called the Millennial Ambassador Program, and we've entitled it the Putting Bluefield on the Map, where MAP stands for Millennial Ambassador Program. I've got high school students from the local high schools, local colleges, and even some millennial entrepreneurs that are involved in it. We probably have about 15 to 20 individuals in that now. So a lot of times when we're having an event or a class or opportunity, we're using millennials to market to millennials. We've also developed, taken a former freight station that was built in the late 20s. It's about 60,000 square feet. The building is broken up into 5 bays that we have termed the Bluefield Commercialization Station. In October of 2016, Congressman Jenkins came in and announced that we had received a $2,040,000 power grant from the EDA, which was matched by a $510,000 grant from the Schott Foundation locally. The goal is to create a incubator, a mixed-use incubator, focusing on manufacturing. And so the bays, there's 5 of them that we split up into about 8 to 10,000 square feet with 17-foot high ceilings. And we've termed it as a dirty space incubator, where you can weld, fabricate, things like that, trying to grow our entrepreneurial climate in manufacturing. Along with that, we created a resource guide. And if you see the guide, and I know it probably doesn't show up as well on the video, at the top we have a list of all the services that a business may need, as far as entrepreneurial training, business planning, research and development, funding, incentives, things like that. And down to the bottom is all of our partners. We have about 24 partners that are involved. So if you follow the checklist and you're looking for certain things such as funding, you can go down through and see who provides that. You can follow over, and it's a hyperlink to email them and or to go to their webpage. We received a Flexi grant from the state of West Virginia to actually convert this into a digital brochure that will go live later this year, hopefully before January 1st. But the goal is to provide those resources to entrepreneurs that want to grow a business in our region. We've also hosted seminars on new market tax credits, and we want to do the same with historic tax credits. I think one of the problems that I found in my 2 years here at the City of Bluefield is a lot of our local folks are not taking advantage of programs because they really don't have an understanding or aware of how the program works. This is a picture of the event we had and an article that was in the paper. Had about 28 folks attend, and it looks like we're going to have about 3 projects that may come about using new market tax credits in the Bluefield region. We've also created an event called Meet the Millennials, and this was part of National Entrepreneurship Week this past year. The week was February 20th through 24th of 2017. We participated in Microsoft's program, and the goal was to bring in millennials that want to start a business to where they could meet existing business owners. And we did it more of a speed dating format to where in a matter of 2 hours, you would sit at the table with an entrepreneur or a business owner that they would tell you about their journey as an entrepreneur, the lessons they've learned, the suggestions. And after 12 minutes, then it would rotate. We would have a new business owner coming in. One of the gentlemen that participated was a local businessman. It was a retired banker who also owns 3 Dairy Queen franchises. He's had one franchise for 56 years. He's 78 years old. So if you do the math, at 22, he had his first Dairy Queen franchise. So it was time to allow information to be passed on from existing business owners to millennials, and we termed it Meet the Millennials. We'll do that again this year. We've also done it in a local high school, and the goal is creating entrepreneurship. One of the things we've done in our downtown with some of the vacant buildings is this is a building that was donated to the city this past year by the hospital. If you can see, the windows are kind of drab, and this is our goal, is to start using the windows in vacant buildings to market the city and things going on in the city. And right now, this is how the window looks today. We're adding new things all the time. We allow this as a free service. It's right by a red light in the downtown so that businesses can advertise their goods and services there, and it's a free service we're offering to the businesses to help them grow. Other windows, this is what one of our vacant buildings look like. Again, this one was donated to the city. A lot of times buildings that are donated to the governmental entity have problems, and this is one. But rather than that building looking like that, we've changed it to where it looks like this. We're showcasing Bluefield State College, and I know you can't tell from the pictures, but the bottom left is a picture of their 1950 boxing team, which I'm alumni of Bluefield State. Didn't even realize they had a 1950 boxing team. So we're trying to raise awareness of some of the things. The pictures on the right are their 1927 championship football team and their first football team in 1914. We're also taking some other windows that's what they used to look like, and now we're showcasing that in 1964 Bluefield was awarded an All-American City Award, and we're showcasing that with a little bit of information which would help with walking tours, things like that. We took the former Bluefield Daily Telegraph building, that's what it looked like before, and now we've added things on the window that would help folks to understand a little bit of our history and to showcase when they're walking through, that's a little bit, puts our best foot forward. Matter of fact, the left window is showcasing the history of baseball in Bluefield. Bluefield has had minor league baseball here, professional baseball, for many years, 50 plus years, and there's been over 100 men that went into the Major League Baseball that started their career here, 2 of which are in the Hall of Fame, that being Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray. Boog Powell, Don Baylor, others have played here. So we're showcasing again the history of baseball. The other window that you've seen in the Bluefield Daily Telegraph is a Did You Know series, and some of the ones that we have there are, for example, did you know Bluefield Brewing Company was located on Bluefield Avenue where Bluefield Daily Telegraph sits today. It was closed shortly after the 18th Amendment was passed, prohibiting the sale of alcohol in 1919. Did you know in 1960 Bobby Kennedy came to Bluefield and stopped at Bluefield Drive-In, which was located on Route 52. He was campaigning for his brother, who was running for president. Did you know in 1908 Union Street was home to Union Park? The park included cabins, a swimming pool, a dancing pavilion, and a casino. Because of a sharp increase in population, the park was closed, making land available for homes to be built. We've also taken an aggressive approach in our marketing. There's 2 things I've learned in my career, and I'm a retired county administrator from Virginia. There's 2 things in marketing I think are very important. Number 1, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will, and you may not like how they tell it. Number 2, it's not who you say you are, it's who Google, Yahoo, the search engines, TripAdvisor, other things say about you. When I first came to the city's webpage had a set part on it that talked about moving to Bluefield. The first thing it told you is, welcome to Bluefield. If you have a dog, you have to get a dog license. That is not the message that we need to be telling. That's why we've started being more proactive in those things and looking at how the world is looking at Bluefield. And I'm going to walk you through very quickly our webpage. This is our webpage. You can see we have all kind of information, everything from Small Business Saturday, outlining the contest that we're running leading up to the day. We have 3 contests. Caption this contest, where, for example, we have a newer restaurant that is going to push out through Caption This contest a new dessert and allow the community to name the dessert. We've got another one, our favorite business in Bluefield participating in Small Business Bluefield, and we're also doing a how well do you know my Bluefield, back to the history kind of questions, and there'll be cash prizes for those. We've got information on starting your business, relocating your business, expand your business, and business incentives, information on our commercialization station and other. But the one I wanted to focus on is a section that is buildings and sites. And this webpage is mybluefield.org. Most localities, and even with the state's development office, they showcase buildings and properties that are available. And they're doing it through either a software called Lois or others, to where you can download PDF information and there's pictures of buildings. What we're doing is a little bit different. Is we have a young lady that is a college graduate working with the city that is doing videos on the buildings. So I'll show you a couple of them very quickly. For the sake of time, I'll stop the video, and I want to show you one others. But our webpage, we redid this. It's a brand new webpage that's been out for about a little bit less than 2 years. We spent less than $5,000 on the videos or the webpage. So there's a lot of things you can do that are cost effective. The GIS is being done in-house with a new gentleman we hired as a GIS analyst. The videos are being done in-house, and we're just trying to put our best foot forward. This is another building that's actually for sale that's right outside the city. Apologize, it's kind of hard to navigate through with the webpage while you're also trying to do a presentation. But again, there are some cost-effective solutions in marketing, I think, with iPhones and other things you can do today, pushing out information on your buildings. We've got to set ourselves apart. If you notice, our slogan is My Bluefield, we work for you. We've got to work harder and smarter to attract growth and new industry into our area, and also work with our existing business. The three-pronged approach we're taking is, number one, working very closely with our existing business through a business retention expansion program. Number two, trying to attract outside industry, which is very competitive, and sometimes it's hard to get certain companies to take a look at our area, being in a rural community. So number three, we're doing economic gardening, where we're helping to create entrepreneurship that can fill some of the vacant buildings and spaces that we have. Again, I appreciate the opportunity to participate. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you. I would be glad to answer any questions you have. My contact information is here. We would be glad to talk to you in more detail about some of the things we're doing, and as far as making some suggestions and anything that we can do to help, because we're all in this together. Thank you.